The unwelcome gift. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt stuck? Not broken, not really falling apart, but quietly stuck. And maybe even as you hear that word, something inside you recognize it. Not maybe loudly, not dramatically, but silently, like a whisper. In a way that feels so familiar. Before I go deeper, I want to take a moment to honor someone very special. Lisa Berry. Thank you for this opportunity to stand on the stage to share this message and to share part of something really powerful. And to the Voices of Confidence event in this incredible conference, it is an honor to stand in a space where people are not here to just listen, but here to become. And that word become, it matters more than we often realize. Because the truth is, most of us don't struggle with what we want. We struggle with moving forward to it. We're showing up. We're doing that we're supposed to do. We're functioning. We're smiling when people expect us to smile. We're answering when people call our name. We're doing life on the surface. And from the outside, it looks perfect. But in the inside, we know that there is something. There is something inside of us that says, this is not it. This is not the fullness of who I am called to be. That there's more to life, that I'm called to more. More purpose. More meaning. More that God has placed inside of you. More impact. More calling. More life waiting to be lived through you. More that has been placed inside of you that is still waiting patiently, quietly to be expressed and to be activated to be released. More that does not shout but whisper. And the hardest part is you can't even explain it even to yourself. Because nothing is visibly wrong, but everything feels incomplete. Like your life is on pause. Like you're in motion, but not really moving forward. Like you're present, but not fully alive in your own life. Waiting for something that you could not even name it. And yet, you cannot even seem to move. You try to think your way through it. You try to pray your way through it. And so many of us plan our way out of it. We analyze, we reflect, we reconsider, we wait for clarity. We wait for the right moment. We wait for everything to make sense. We wait for confirmation. We wait for confidence. We wait for certainty. We wait for a sign. We wait for assurance. We wait for something greater that would tell us and give us permission. But the more we wait, the more stuck we feel. Because waiting feels safe. But it slowly steals away our life. It slowly delays our becoming. It slowly quiets our conviction, and it slowly convinces us that later is enough. And over time, later becomes a pattern, and patterns becomes a life. And if that's where you are today, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not stuck, even if it feels that way. Even if it's been that way for a while. You are not stuck. You are standing at the edge of your transformation. You are standing at the threshold of your becoming. You are standing in a moment that may feel uncomfortable, but it's actually a possibility. Possibility you have not stepped into yet. Possibility that is waiting. Not for perfections, but for movement. I remember sitting in one of those moments. No noise, no distractions, just me. Just me and the weight of knowing there was more in me, but not knowing how to access it. Knowing I was called, but feeling completely unclear. Knowing I was meant for something greater, but feeling paused, uncertain, and hesitant. And in that moment, I realized something I did not want to admit. I was not stuck because I lacked potential. I was stuck because I was afraid to move without clarity. Afraid to take steps without guarantees. Afraid to move without knowing the outcome. Afraid to trust that clarity would meet me in the motion. Afraid that if I move, I might get it wrong. Afraid that if I tried, I might fail. Afraid that if I step forward, I might be seen. Because sometimes what feels like being stuck is actually an unwelcome gift. A moment you did not choose. A season you did not plan. A disruption that does not make sense. Maybe a door that's closed. An opportunity that slipped away. A relationship that changed drastically. A path that shifted. And in those moments, we resist. We question. We wrestle internally. We asked, why this is happening to me? Why now? Why this way? Why does it feel like everything paused in my life right now? Why does it feel like I'm being held back? Why does it feel like something was taken away from me? But the better question is not why is this happening to me? The better question is who is this gently inviting me to become? What if this question is not here to comfort you, but to confront you? What if this is here to awaken you? What if this is not here to make you feel safe, but invite you to something deeper, to stretch you, to grow you, to rediscover yourself again, to reconnect with something inside you that's been quiet for so long and you suppress. Hi, I am Edith Taves. I am the author of My Loss Is Gain, the founder of Purpose Driven Life Coaching LLC, the founder of Called to More, and the creator of Kinesis Framework. I am a self-leadership coach, a legacy builder, and a life mastery consultant. And what I really care deeply about is helping people reconnect with themselves, reconnect with their voice, reconnect with their purpose, reconnect with the part of them that knows there is more, reconnect with their courage, reconnect with their clarity, reconnect with their calling. And I don't just teach this, I lived it. I did not arrive here because everything made sense. I arrived here because I choose to move. I choose to move when nothing made sense. And that decision changed everything. Because in that moment, I realized one thing. Most people would not understand my decision. It doesn't matter. I didn't need more answer. I need movement. Not perfect movement, not fully confident movement, just willingness to take the next step. That realization become now, I call Kinesis Framework. Kinesis means movement. And here's the truth. Transformation does not begin with clarity. It begins with motion. Clarity is not found before the step. Clarity is revealed because of the step. Confidence is not something you wait. Confidence is something you build as you move. And sometimes that smallest step creates the biggest shift. Think about a car. A car that is parked, engine off, no movement, no direction either. So you think it's safe. You might think nothing could go wrong. But it's also not going anywhere. Now think about a car that is moving. It may not have the full map, but something changes the moment it moves. The steering wheels work, the direction becomes possible, and correction becomes available. You can adjust. You can pivot. You can learn. You can steer a moving car. But you cannot steer a parked one. And this is where many of us are living, even right now. Parked, waiting for clarity. When clarity only comes through movement. Let me take that deeper. A parked car may look fine, but over time, it begins to deteriorate. The battery drains, the engine stiffens, the system weakens, not because it is broken, but because it is unused. And this is what happens to people. You don't lose your purpose. You don't lose your calling. But when you stop moving into obedience, you disconnect from it. Your confidence weakens. Your clarity fades. Your identity shrinks. Not because you're incapable, but because you have been inactive. Now think about a moving car. It is not perfect. It faces resistance. It adjusts. It corrects. But it is also alive in its function. Because movement activates everything. Direction is discovered because you move. This is kinesis. Movement that shifts identity. Movement that builds momentum. And momentum that builds confidence. Confidence to transform your life. Scripture in Ephesians chapter 2 verse 10 says, "For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand, that we should walk in them." Walk in them. Walk. Let it sink. Walk, not wait. And walk is movement. And in Psalms chapter 90 verse 12 it says, "Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom." Your days matters. Your life matters. Your impact matters. Your dash matters. And maybe this moment is simply an invitation for you to become more aware of how you're living yours. So let me ask you, what is one thing you already knew you need to do, but you've been avoiding it? Not because you're incapable, but because you're waiting for the perfect moment. That is your next move. Because the life you want is waiting on the move you are avoiding. And here's the truth. After today, if you stay where you are, it will not be because you did not know what to do. It will be because you choose not to move. And I say that respectfully, not to condemn you, but to invite you. To invite you into possibility. To invite you to your own growth. To invite you into your own becoming. Because this talk, it's not here to inspire you. It's not here to motivate you. Inspirations and motivation have its place, but they fades. But this is here to move you forward to your purpose, to your impact, and the best yet, to your legacy. It is here to awaken something in you, because your life is not waiting on perfect conditions. It is waiting on your decision to move. There comes a moment when something inside you says, enough is enough. I am so done with waiting. Enough shrinking. Enough delaying what you already know at some point. So you gently decide that obedience matters more than comfort. And in that moment you choose. You choose to move. Not because you feel ready, but because you feel that you don't want to stay the same anymore. So you will step forward in faith, even if your voice shakes, even if you don't feel that you have the answers, even if you don't have the clarity at the moment, even if you don't feel qualified, because you understood that clarity comes after movement. Confidence is built through actions, and purpose is revealed in motion. So right now, I would invite you to think of one thing again. One thing that you already knew what to do, but you've been waiting and avoiding for the longest time. That is your next move. Not next year, not next month, not even tomorrow. Now is the best time. Because transformation begins the moment you choose movement over understanding. That is kinesis. Say, I am not stuck. I am becoming. I will not delay my purpose. I will move regardless. I will live my dash intentionally every second of my life with purpose and for a purpose. And when your story is told, when all that remains is that old tiny line between two dates, let it be said, you did not just exist, you lived. You did not just survive, you became. You did not just go through life, you transformed it. Because your life will not be remembered by the dates on your headstones, but by how you boldly, how intentionally, how faithfully you choose to live the dash of your life. Thank you. So if this message resonates with you today, I would love to connect with you. I offer a complimentary 45 minutes calibration call and legacy positioning call. So DM me on my Facebook, Edith Taves. You can follow me in all my social media platforms at The Well with Jesus on Instagram. Restore to Empower Generation in YouTube. And you can check the link to my website, drivenpurposefullife.com. And I would really love to know how I can help you and we can work together. Thank you very much and God bless.